What's up, you guys? This is Jayden Young back with another video. Hold on. And in this video today, if you saw the title, that I'm going to be discussing the last New Year's resolutions advice that you need. Every single year, man, I think people come into the New Year's really looking forward to change and actually making change in their lives and doing things that are actually going to help them become better. But one thing that a lot of people really don't realize is that, number one, you're not actually creating great habits. One thing that people need to really understand is in order to accomplish a lot into a new year, especially, you have to start the foundation early. And that means creating great habits sooner rather than later. Look, discipline is king. I'm just going to be really honest with you. But if you aren't really setting those habits early on, expecting you to come into the new year and just dominate and just take over, it will never really ever work in your favor. You have to understand that you have to start your foundation of actually building great habits very early on, because the sooner that you start trying to build better habits, the better it's going to be for you over time. Because think about it. Say, for instance, right now, I'm just like, okay, next year, I'm just going to come into the year and just go to the gym, try to go to the gym at least 5 times a week. And that next year comes. And, I'm starting to go to the gym more, but my diet is still, like I just started really trying to change my diet. I'm now really starting to, of course, go to the gym more regularly. And I'm starting to just implement all these new things in my life. But as soon as that fire, that motivation goes out, guess what? A lot of these habits, they quickly go away. Because when I go to the gym, especially at the beginning of the year, especially last year, in the morning when I used to go in the morning time, people were there every day. And it was a lot of people in the gym early on that morning, especially on New Year's. But guess what? We all know what happens. As some of the months go by, a lot of these people are gone and you never really see their face again. But then you have some of those people who constantly stay throughout the year because they had a real intention in mind. When you actually set a goal for something, especially coming into a new year, you have to think long term as well. Long-term thinking is very important when it comes to accomplishing goals that really are going to benefit your life in the long run. It's like the process of delaying gratification as well. But when it comes to setting these goals for the long term, it's really about understanding and knowing that, number one, how is this going to actually benefit me in the future? How will this goal make a big impact on me in the next year, 6 months, however long? How will this goal impact my entire life? Number two, what is my purpose? What is my intent on accomplishing these goals? And really, look, when you have your purpose in your life, I think purpose really should revolve around everything. Obviously, you should have your highest calling of purpose, but then you should set small purposes for your life, because when you do this, it's giving your life a significant meaning. You're actually working towards something that really matters because it's built in a way through your identity. So when it comes to smaller goals, have them as a purpose. Have them as why do I need to do this? Why is this so important to me to accomplish? Because when you understand this area of why you should have this purpose right now in your life and how it's going to benefit you, I think that's really going to help you out in the long run when it comes to accomplishing these goals, especially when it comes to thinking long term. Because the people who stayed in the gym after the other people left, they thought long term. They had a goal, they had a vision in mind that they were trying to accomplish. And they never stopped, and they kept going and going and going and continuously going to this day. And the same thing can be said for you. Another thing I want to talk about, obviously, is why quick motivation is bullshit. Let's be real, man. People who watch these motivation videos and who, they come into the new year, they're pumped, they're motivated. And like I said earlier, those people, They go away. Those are the people who go away, who have not set the foundation, who have not thought long-term about their goals, and who aren't really truly motivated. If you want real motivation, it comes from internally and you really knowing who you are and where you're going in life. But that quick external motivation of watching these videos and seeing all these people do all these amazing things and you coming into the new year pumped, ready, that flame will slowly leave you. So you have to really understand that motivation, especially, is something that is all internal. It is something that nobody can take away from you. When you think of the people who are great and who have gone through a lot, what's something that you know about them? They are always striving to get better. And guess what? That comes from internal. That comes from within. So that same thing that you want with what they have or whatever, that's something that you have to work on internally. So that's why motivation, external motivation specifically, is bullshit. You need to work on actually building that motivation from yourself. And the last thing that I really wanted to really discuss is that persistence is king. Once you have the foundation set, you understand the long-term process of what it takes to accomplish your goals, and obviously knowing that motivation, quick motivation is bullshit, and that you need to have the internal motivation to keep going on a day-to-day basis. You need to be persistent with it. Because if anything, what's going to make you successful over time is the persistence that you are attaining. If you're constantly waking up in the morning and you're going to the gym and you're accomplishing the things that you need to do, that's persistence. You're waking up every day and going and getting the job done. It's easy for us to, over time, just slowly dwindle and quit with our goals because we don't think long term. We don't have a true purpose, obviously, as well, an intention on why we want to accomplish these things. But when you understand all these things, then that's when you can be persistent. Then that's when you can really go out and truly make a difference in your life. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Understand, man, that quick motivation is bullshit. And having these New Year's goals for yourself is really, in actuality, bullshit. What you need to be doing is already starting now. Forget about just the New Year's goals in general. Work on actually just becoming a better version of yourself.